You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Go for it, Jim. Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous.
A podcast covering all things WWE.
I have now returned to save the WWE.
NXT.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
And AEW.
Holy wrestling. I couldn't be more happy.
Here are your hosts, Kyle Gagliardi and Jim Tucker.
Is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And one of my co-hosts this evening is my good friend Jim Tucker, as I like to call him, Tucky!
What's going on, Kyle? Great to be back. And it's not just the two of us. Last week, we were kicking it old school, joined by not one, but two special guests. I got to throw it to at Erica_0328. Erica Marini, sup, dog?
What's up, dogs? It's been a while. This is going to be fun. I'm excited. I also, not to talk too much already, I already forgot Forbidden Door was this weekend. I remembered. I'm stoked. I got my Forbidden Door shirt. I was there. Love these shirts. And I'm ready to do it.
And I totally forgot until Erica reminded me that we were both at Forbidden Door. Ian was there as well. That was just last year. It
Crazy.
Seems like so long ago, but we were in Chicago last year for Forbidden Door. But we're not only joined by Erica. It's a reunion of sorts with Erica back. We have the part-timer himself, Ian Garavelius, in the house. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Not as grand of an entrance as the others, but I'll take it, honestly. Still the part-timer sometimes.
Fuck you, that's why.
That's okay. I understand. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm excited for this weekend. Forbidden Door coming up, so I know we're going to be talking a lot about it today. I'm ready to get into it.
We are going to get into it. The chat is blowing up already, so let's just briefly go to the chat real quick. Tino's in the house. It is Tino's time. He said, let's go back to regain my title. Of course, Kine is the MVM going into this week's show. SCW Steve in the house. He said, finally, SCW has come back to OTM. It's great seeing Steve here. Kine in the house, the MVM, saying, yo, what's going on, Kine? Good to see you. And I will just ignore all the other comments because it looks like everybody's interacting. But we love that. We appreciate you guys joining us live here for episode 150, Tuck. Which one?
Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. So that actually is a good segue because I was going to say there's a reason you are wearing the Yes Boy shirt tonight. You want to tell the people what happened this past weekend?
Fucking right. Saturday, had a half marathon up at Lake Tahoe. High elevation. It was like 7,000 feet, but PR by 3 minutes. So finished 1:31 and a half. So next half marathon in San Jose, we're going to break 1:30. We're killing it. But finally got to put the shirt on, PRing, and we're just over a week away from the 12-hour race in Oregon. Why do I do this to myself?
You're a crazy man, Tuck. You're staying active over there. You definitely are. Love to see that, and congrats on the PR. Let's get some clapping emojis in the chat for Tucky for finally getting able. There it is. We got the
points
clapping
overall out of 1,500. I don't want to brag, but
ooh, that is impressive. And Kine's talking that shit already. He said he's going to go 3 for 3 because he's tuned into 2 live shows and he's won the MVM. This being his 3rd. He's the MJ of OTM, apparently. But, Ian, I know you're excited to get into everything. But before we do, we got a sale going on at the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.com. You see Ian's shirt that he's wearing right now on screen. The honorary Mark shirt can be yours by visiting the website down below. Use promo code DOOR, DOOR. Very simple. This week, all weekend, 10% off your order. Erica, we got other good stuff there that you've even purchased. What do you recommend for somebody that maybe is checking out the website for the first time?
Oh, really lean towards my cropped hoodie. That is just like such a good go-to. Even though it's getting to be summer, there's still AC, cold days. The joggers are also very nice personally. And find out more for yourself.
Tuck, what's your favorite item that we got?
The honorary Mark t-shirt is goated, in my opinion.
Look at that thing.
I think we need to steal more ideas from WWE and make them our own.
We won't get sued.
That's good shit.
It's
It'll start with a cease and desist. It'll be fine. They'll say, don't do that. And we'll be like, okay. And then we'll try something else. But if we're on WWE's radar, community's probably a little bit bigger, right? You know what I mean? So
we are global.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's keep blowing this YouTube channel up, the podcast up, and then maybe we can get a cease and desist. I don't know how many people are actually looking for one, but we are here at OTM, and the chat is giving you all the love, Tucky. I hope you're seeing all these comments there. That's awesome. Brian Vogus in the house, of course.
Hi, Vogus.
Oh, my king and queen are here. This is a great night.
Ian, do you feel at home, Ian?
I do. I feel welcomed. This is great.
It was a last-minute decision. I actually got a text from Erica. She's like, "Is Ian joining us?" I go, "No, I told him he could take the week off." You said something along the lines of "get his ass here" or something like that, right, Erica?
Something. I said, yeah.
You could say whatever you want.
Party.
Okay. Yeah,
we wanted to make it a party because we got Forbidden Door happening this Sunday, which we will talk about for the majority of this show. But first, there's a couple things going on in the pro wrestling world that we should touch on. I think one of them being all this internet stuff surrounding Dana Brooke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, NXT this Tuesday, she had a match with Cora Jade. They were working a knee injury in this match, and not so kind things were said and directed towards Dana Brooke. I want to go on the record and say this. I am not a fan of Dana Brooke. I don't enjoy her work. I think this is kind of part of the business. I know she is booked as a babyface in this situation, Tuck, but I feel like you got to have thicker skin in this business. Am I just being an asshole, or do you think that's kind of out of line for the NXT universe?
No, I think there's ways to voice your displeasure and not be an asshole, right? Like if Dana Brooke's in a match that you didn't love and you don't really like Dana Brooke, you could just say like, that match wasn't for me, right? And that's okay, sure. But if you're like, I think it's the people that are, I don't know, personally attacking. I don't know.
Focus. Yeah, I think that's the comment that Erica's laughing at because I laughed too. He said, I haven't seen any of the internet stuff, but Gags was dragging her at wiffle ball. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan, but I do feel bad. Eric, we will address this idea when we get to the match. I appreciate the comment there, but we'll get there when we get to Forbidden Door. Ian, I know you're in the know about all this. You're a busted open listener. They talked about this briefly. What's your thoughts on this whole Dana Brooke NXT Universe situation?
So here's my thing with Dana Brooke. I mean, I have never necessarily liked her matches, but she's always been like this kind of force face kind of thing. It's like me kind of situation. And that never gets over. Just look at Roman Reigns back when that was happening. No one liked
Evans.
Yeah, Lacey Evans as well. It's another good spot. But you can get criticism. I don't blame people for criticizing her. Obviously, the comments being said a little too far.
There's a line, and some people cross it.
It's like Rotten Tomatoes with acting. Like you could give a bad rating. If it was bad, it was bad. But directly messaging people and tweeting at them is not.
Oh, I didn't know all of that.
Yeah, it got really rough on Twitter. But the thing, too, is, like, people in the front office got to know when to pull the plug on Dana Brooke. Maybe not, like, completely professionally in wrestling. Just change the character a little bit. She never has changed
That's
her
what
character.
she needs. Yeah.
It's rough. I think a heel character would work with her in NXT, if I'm being completely honest.
And that might be the direction they go to. Let me pull up this comment from Kai and Erica, and then I'll get your thoughts. He said, it's just because people love Cora, so she's got to accept she's not liked in NXT. But you can just boo and say she sucks. Dom gets booed out of the building whenever he tries to speak. And yeah, I think Kai's onto something there, Erica. I don't know if you watched NXT on Tuesday or saw some of the things said, but what are your thoughts on all this? And it's good to get your opinion because, you know, you're a female as well, and I'm sure you've gotten criticism over things in the past.
Never.
Never.
When you were asking about thick skin, are you talking about her having thick skin?
I would say thicker skin. Yeah.
So I think, I don't know personally if she's ever like caught a break. I feel like you had like that fan. I mean, I don't know what's going on with her. And I think, like they said, that it's kind of like a like me. There's just something that doesn't click. I don't know what it is. But when she won that 24/7 championship, she rocked that thing. She was so proud to be the champion. She brought it to like red carpets. She treated that thing like it was like the world heavyweight belt.
It was the best part of her career.
And so she just has like such a heart to her. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think it's like a character change, but then like an attitude in ring change too. Like I've never really been into like the backhand springs into the corner, like just things like that. She's got to like switch it all up in general. I don't know if she could be a heel, but just something's got to change. But
there's only
and I
one way
didn't
to
know that
find
people
out,
were
right?
DMing her either, so I just feel like extra sad.
I'm sure people.
And also,
get
her
DMs
boyfriend
all
or
the
her
time.
fiance would like eat your face.
Yeah, that's
Have you
also
seen
true.
him?
Yeah,
I would not DM her anything negative.
Let's see what the chat has to say about this whole situation, and then we can move on. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Steve said Dana had hate during the Battle Royal as well. I think the hate is undeserved. To be happy someone is injured isn't on. Dana has worked so hard to improve and hasn't been given many opportunities. Yes, I think that's a good point there from Steve. Tino says, I feel like people should treat these superstars the way they do. We all are human. Yes, we all are human, but they take these characters so seriously on TV. Eric says, I think this is kind of out of line. They were literally singing na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye, as she was beaten, carted off. Yeah, that's not good. And Ryan Vogus said, my only critique of Erica is that she cannot win the OTM prediction championship.
I forgot to submit my picks, or else I would be.
Yeah.
I would be. I got them all right. I forgot what the show was.
I believe you would be correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I sent you.
Keely's in the house. Jim, who's Keely?
One of my besties out here in Nevada.
Love
friend
that.
of Mista, Keely, and her boyfriend Tim. Great guy. 10 out of 10.
Tim and Jim.
Love that. Thanks for stopping by, Keely. We appreciate that. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to get into a little bit of what happened this past Saturday. As we know, and as our listeners probably know, AEW Collision had its debut from the United Center in Chicago. Overall, I thought it was a very good show. But what I really got most out of this, Tuck, after I finished watching it on my DVR the next morning, is I still don't feel like it's appointment television. Like, they didn't make me want to tune in live every single Saturday after seeing that episode. It was good, don't get me wrong, but I just don't need to tune in on Saturdays.
Hey, you're not going to miss anything. Or, like, it's just standard. I don't know. I don't think they're going to give it the storylines that Dynamite gets. Just my gut opinion. You're gonna see significantly smaller crowds after the United Center show. So yeah, definitely not appointment television for me. Something convenient, but they did 9,000, and they're not even close to that on any other Collision date. So you're looking at they're like 3,000-4,000 per venue Saturday, and some of these are going to be pre-tapes too. So spoilers.
Yeah, that's true. And they're just similar to what they do with Rampage. They do the tapings usually after Dynamite. Erica or Ian, did you guys get a chance to watch Collision this Saturday?
Go ahead, Erica.
I did.
What do you think?
Talk about appointment viewing. I was at a movie to see like a double feature, and we all like made the decision like, let's just leave after the first movie and we'll go home and watch the Collision.
Wow. Really?
We just wanted to see what it was about, I guess. It was the first episode, the inaugural episode.
There's some energy.
I wanted to see the vibe. Am I remembering wrong, or was there more Ring of Honor?
It was a healthy mix, but I would say it was majority Ring of Honor, maybe 60-40, yeah.
Because I was kind of wondering if that might be part of like the plan. You're assigned to Ring of Honor, but like maybe you don't show up on Dynamite, you show up on Collision. I don't know. And then after, not to spoil, but then after last night's Dynamite, I'm even more confused about like I don't know, the blurred lines. I don't know with Punk.
Tell me when I'm lying, Erica. Tell me when I'm lying. That's all I
Tell
gotta
me
say.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. My apologies to CM Punk because he definitely hammered that point home. Ian, you get to check out AEW Collision?
I did. It wasn't live, but I saw a bunch of stuff that happened before I actually watched it all the way through. But I did watch it. The promo, obviously from CM Punk, that was unscripted, as you guys could tell.
I thought it was okay. Like I feel like
boring.
You know, it was typical CM Punk.
The thing that he did is he addressed everything. He left no questions after. But the thing I'm kind of worried about is trying to keep CM Punk face. They missed a golden opportunity with taking him back as a heel. And just completely tearing up.
You can't do it in Chicago, though.
That was and that was kind of what I pictured in my head as soon as I realized it's Chicago. He's coming back.
Don't have him come back to Chicago until he turns face again.
Exactly.
Just keep him out of Chicago.
Every CM Punk, every time he comes back, they're like, "We're going to Chicago."
Yep. And we're back here in 6 weeks.
And tune in next week for Tony Khan's announcement on Dynamite.
And Battle of the Belt 17.
Steve asked the question, will Collision be like Rampage in a year from now? The Punk return on Rampage a year ago did 1.3 million viewers. This did around 800K. And I think those numbers speak volumes. I just don't think CM Punk is as big of a draw as maybe he was the first time coming back. Ian, it looks like the wheels are turning for you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't take any account to these numbers. This is 800K, and this is all live on TV on a Saturday night. I bet you about 50% of these people that have watched the show was after. They probably DVR'd it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I love wrestling, and if I was able to tune in live, I would do it. But it's a Saturday night. I was doing stuff. I was out of town. That's what most of the people did. So I don't really take account to these numbers.
How long do you think that they can, like, I was wondering this when Punk first came back and how every show, it was just like some sort of run in from Punk just to run down to the ring, do a little speech, and then he'd like head back and like everyone was like eating it up. But like, how long you built this show essentially around him? Like, how long do people give a shit now about his second coming?
That's a good question because, I mean, I was excited to get him back because I get from the business standpoint, it is smart for AEW to have CM Punk. But this just second time around, the promo was, like I said, it felt very just CM Punk, just what you hear every time he comes out. And it didn't do it for me. It didn't really move the needle. I appreciate him back, but man, the show was good. I thought it was a very strong show. And I think AEW Dynamite this week was a strong show, a really good go-home show. And I had tickets to that event, and I ended up selling them to Ryan Matthews. So I hope Ryan Matthews enjoyed that event. I asked Erica, too, because I was watching on DVR after Wiffle Ball. I was like, should I regret, getting these tickets? Has it been a good show? And she's like, no, it hasn't. Sarcastic.
0 out of 10.
It was a very good Dynamite. But let's pull up another few comments here before we wrap things up here with AEW Collision.
I've got something else to add.
Yeah, go for it.
Between Collision and NXT, Collision viewership 816,000. NXT Gold Rush featuring Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker 773,000.
Wow.
So
it's not bad.
When do they film Collision?
I think it varies, right?
Yeah, some on Thursdays. They do some live on Saturdays. Looks like there's one Saturday, June 24th. July 29th. So I think
it probably just depends what city
the 29th. So sometimes they'll stay in that city. That one's a pre-tape. The 29th, but most of the other ones are on Saturdays.
Yeah. Let's pull up this comment here from Ryan Bogus. He said, keeping the Elite off Dynamite was soft. I'd love the crowd to turn on them everywhere. I just don't think that's going to happen, though, right? Like, maybe Chicago, they would turn on the Elite, but I feel like the Elite's going to have more backers than CM Punk. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Probably at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird with the Elite because they literally just bounce back into a face turn. So bouncing him back to a heel turn is kind of weird for me. That's why I hated the whole idea of CM Punk coming back as a face, because I already knew that means Elite's going to have to be. Well, here's the thing, though. We don't even know if that storyline's actually going to play out. What if the backstage drama is actually legit and they don't want to work with each other?
Well, then you got a bigger problem, you know?
Correct, yeah. And you got to do what's best for business. So
A lot of money with that.
If they do that program, which I'm still not sure they will, I think that's going to get the most views that AEW ever had. I really think that's just going to put butts in seats. It's appointment television. You got Kenny Omega, CM Punk, get FTR involved in it too. CM FTR. Oh man, it would just be so good. But let's pull up a few more comments here real quick. Ryan Vogus says, not to be a CM Punk defender, but AEW's world champion is doing the same thing as Punk by playing the hits with his promos. Disagree or agree with that, Erica?
I mean, MJF's doing a lot of talking. I think that he's had the time, though. I guess we have to give Punk time. He's only been back for 2 shows.
Good point.
We all said that MJF's reign was mid, but then he's been putting on great title defenses, so I guess we need to just give it more time.
Yeah, I agree with you, Erica. We'll wait and see what happens here. Kind says Punk's gonna keep slowly drying out if he's just used for promos, because that promo did not move me at all. He did wrestle in the main event, so he did a couple things there on Collision. He also said, didn't the Bloodline segment across social media like triple numbers in them? Yes, it probably did, because like Steve is saying, it is the hottest thing in wrestling right now. There's no way to disagree with that right there. Let's see.
So hot right now.
Eric Douglas, he's got a question for us. This thing is very slow on my end. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he said, do y'all think the Guns are Bullet Club Gold confirmed or no?
I wouldn't hate it. I mean, you're under 2 veterans and they're pretty young.
And they are great. I want to
the Guns are great.
Give it up for the Guns, because I could not stand them when they first got signed. And last night I was like, these kids are just great, and they're so young. And did you see the flyers that they put that were like in everybody's seats?
No.
I'll pull it up. I'll send it to you guys. It was something like, thanks for coming to see us wrestle the Hardys. And it was like just about how they're the better brothers and this and that. It was so good. So good. So I'm excited. I'm back in the Guns.
Oh, I love the Guns.
I love them. They're great.
I like them, but they need to be done with the above the nipple crop tops, like pretty deadly. Because
I was gonna say that's like pretty deadly.
I was wondering that last night.
I've got to defend my boys.
And I like how Austin does with the water.
That is kind of funny.
They're funny guys. They're very entertaining. And they asked Ryan Vogus where the fuck he was at the meet and greet, or at least it was Austin.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because we FaceTime Vogus when we met the Guns, and why am I blanking on the other 2? Cool Hands, Angelo Parker, and whatever the fuck. Yeah, those are Vogus's
Daddy
boys.
Magic.
Steve said, Daddy Magic. MJF's reaction to potentially wrestling every week was hilarious. Yeah, because he's got a team with Adam Cole. That was a money segment right there. We're gonna see if they can coexist.
I saw a funny tweet. Tag team name for MJF and Adam Cole. What you got? Leave it. I'd like to see that in the comments too. Tag team name. MJF, Adam Cole. I claimed the Devil's Baby.
Oh.
They should be the Devil's Babies. I think it should be plural. Just saying. That's
no. The 2 of them are one as a tag team.
Are one baby. I can't think of one on the top of my head.
The Devil Boom. I don't know.
The Devil Boom.
The Devil Goes Boom.
That's your finisher.
The Devil Goes Boom.
The Hell Boom Driver.
That sounds like a finishing move for sure. Vogus said Bullet Club Gold is hold on, it's not loading once again for me.
Jobber Jace.
Jobber Jace. There it is. It finally pulled up. That's a cheap heat plug right there. I'm going to go through. I'm not going to pull up any more comments, guys. We're going to move on because we still got to talk about. Yeah, I appreciate the comments. It's just hard to keep up with all this because we still have to talk about Forbidden Door. So let's do that. Let's go to the buy-in match here. I believe this is an Owen Hart tournament match between Athena, who I think is still the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Going up against the recently signed Billie Starks. First off, Tucker, we should probably do predictions contest for this, right? It's an AEW show.
I said no because it's like a special one.
Is it because you're the champion?
No, I mean I can make a form if you want, but
I would like one.
You know, NJPW. You know, it's not all AEW.
Okay, well, I think people would like it. We'll see what the comment section wants to have if we do predictions or not. Tuck, I'll let you go first though. Here, Athena versus Billy Starks in the Owen Hart tournament.
Billy Starks is going to have some good spots early in her AEW career. Athena is going to take the win though.
Ian, before I go to you, I love this comment from Kine. He said, "OTM podcast more important than sleep."
New shirt idea.
There it is.
Just saying.
I mean, these guys are watching us at 1:30 in the morning, which is fucking insane to me.
They are
still
built different.
Vogus said I should be co-champion. That's what I'd like. I wouldn't hate it. Not happening here. Athena or Billy Starks? I know you're a big Billy Starks guy, Ian. Are you going to side with her here?
No, this is just to introduce her to AEW crowd. It's going to be an Athena retain, but I think Billy Starks will shine bright.
Shine bright like a diamond?
Yes.
All right, Erica, what you got?
The two of them said exactly everything that I could possibly say. So, Athena.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to this one. I think it's just going to be Athena. And like you guys said, Billy's going to get hers and then she'll get put on the map. And then hopefully big things to come from her because she is very talented. But yeah, I think it's going to be Athena. So that's a clean sweep here to start off the Forbidden Door card. Let's go to this one. I'm very excited for this one, actually. We got Sting and Darby Allin, of course, and TBA. They're going to announce this at Forbidden Door, I believe, or maybe it was happening on Collision. I'm not sure. Something was getting announced on Collision, but they're taking on Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Suzuki. Ian, I'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to say my prediction. I'm going to say Sting and Darby win, but I'm also adding in I think Lance Archer shows up.
To side with Sting and Darby?
Correct. The people have wanted him. He is in AEW still. He's still signed to them. He's been in New Japan for a good amount of time since he's been gone off AEW television. So New Japan fans will know him. AEW fans will know him. And there's no other spot for Lance Archer to show up. So I think Lance Archer shows up here.
He does have a good crossover there between the two companies. That's a good shout right there from Ian. Steve asked, and I know this is going to wet Vogus's whistle, any chance Goldberg is the partner? Erica, what do you think? Goldberg with Sting and Darby Allin?
I don't think so. I just saw something. Well, I don't know. Never say never. You can't ever say never.
Tino is confirming they are announcing it Saturday on Collision for that third partner there.
Interesting.
Erica, what do you think though for this 6-man tag action?
I agree with Ian. I think Sting and Darby and TBA take it. I do not know who TBA is. I genuinely can't think. But then Ian said Lance Archer. That would be cool. I don't know who else it could be unless somebody. I don't know.
I don't know much about New Japan. I don't watch, but I would assume it's somebody from over there just to match somebody that maybe has history with Minoru Suzuki. I think that would make a lot of sense. Steve's thinking it could be Naito to be the partner. He has history with Jericho, and they have one win each. Naito, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, wasn't on Forbidden Door last year. Sting and Darby team for the win. Okay. I like that guess there. I'm going to agree, though. I'm going to go with Sting, Darby, and TBA here just because I think there is dissension happening between Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. We saw it a couple weeks ago on TV, so I think that split is finally coming where Sammy leaves the JAS. I think he'll naturally become a babyface again, especially once he has that baby. Everybody's going to be happy for him. So, and then I think this will maybe turn into Jericho versus Sting at All In. So I think the way that we get there is Sting and Darby get the one up here at Forbidden Door, Tuck.
I agree. Sting, Darby, and TBA.
A bold prediction. Kind says TBA should be John Cena. But if he shows up, guys, of course, like Tino says,
can't see him.
You wouldn't be able to see him. Oh, there's Vogus. Goldberg, he says Goldberg would be the biggest pop of the night across the board.
It would.
No,
I don't know.
That's a sad part.
I agree.
Okada and Danielson are going to get a loud reaction. I think people have been wanting to see that match for a while, so that might be the biggest pop of the night. But if Goldberg shows up, there's definitely going to be a pop, but I just don't.
It'll be the biggest pop.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
yeah,
the match is gonna get a strong reaction, but there will not be one thing. Whoever wins, like that, there's not gonna be one OMG pop
moment.
Like Goldberg.
Yeah.
I think it's just a punch of a pop where like of overwhelming. That's what I think Goldberg would bring differently than the main event. Is that the main event? It's got to be the main event.
What's the main event?
Danielson Okada.
Yeah, they said it on Dynamite that it was Danielson and Okada. Yeah,
What'd you hear, Erica?
Oh no, I thought
Omega and Ospreay.
I mean, they have a lot of options, right?
And that my brain is very foggy today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks like Tino thinks that Kenny will. I could have sworn they said Okada and Danielson, especially when they ended Dynamite with that stare down where Okada confronted Danielson. I think they said something there.
Here's the thing, though. Are they going to leave the AEW World Championship out of the main event? Like,
yeah, because I don't think anybody believes Tanahashi has a chance.
Maybe they open with it? I don't know. It's got to be one of the two.
Vogus says Omega Ospreay for sure. That's his guess for the main event. They said Okada.
No, he said it opens for sure.
Opens for sure. Gotcha. Sorry, it took forever once again to throw that comment up on my screen. Steve said Jericho and Goldberg also have history from 20 years ago. Perfect for Saturday Nitro. I mean, Collision. Yeah, that's a good point from Vogus too. He said AEW title didn't even main event the last pay-per-view, Ian. So it doesn't necessarily need to be the main event here. That's a good point from Vogus. Let's go to the next match, though. Erica gets to start us off for this one. Come on, Erica. No. I know you got it in you because your heart's in this match. I know it is. You got the Blackpool Combat Club. I bleed for the BCC, obviously. You see the mock shirt on, taking on the Elite with Erica's future hubby, wishful hubby, Eddie Kingston, and Ishii. Where are you at?
I died when Ishii was the partner because I am obsessed with him. Oh my God. Yes.
You're marking out for this match, aren't you?
I am. I'm bringing a change of clothes. I know I texted you that time and I was like, what should I wear? My Okada shirt or my Bryan Danielson? It's going to be wardrobe change for every match and I don't even care.
Yes.
She's such a mark, guys.
I am. I told Kyle, I ordered some Japanese snacks to have during the show. Just getting festive, getting into it.
I love that.
I only wish it was on a Saturday, but I think I do. And I don't know what now happens between like him and Mox. So that's starting up for something. And I don't know. We'll put a pin in it, but I'll say the Elite and Eddie and Ishii.
It's an interesting match because there's a lot of, different stories that could be told coming out of it. Obviously, blood and guts is probably on the horizon for these two factions. But my thought process with this one is you have two guys sort of filling in and that are non-elite members. So I think that is a good scapegoat for the BCC to get another win over the Elite. I don't think it's really going to hurt the Bucks and Hangman to get another loss here. They can somehow blame it on Eddie or Ishii in this one. Maybe they'll have their own dissension going on there too.
Well, they won't have Omega, right? That's the argument. That's another argument you could make.
That's your case for a rematch. We didn't have our ace, our guy. So I'm going to ride with the BCC in this one. Tuck, what about you?
As am I. Like basically what you mentioned. I don't think the Elite heard from it. There's a number of excuses to continue the feud. How many under 2.5 minutes before Jon Moxley is bloody?
Under. He's gonna walk out bloody.
Hammering the under.
He might. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, Ian, what you got?
Oh, right, Takeshita. Right, I forgot he's in BCC now.
Erica, you're doing the thing where you read comments before I pull them up. Whose comment was it? I gotta find it.
Steve.
Oh, okay, I'll pull it up. Takeshita needs to look strong as well. Yeah, good point. All right, Ian, I'll let you pick here.
Yeah, it's going to be a BCC win. Out of all the matches, this is one of the ones where the heel goes over. I think the BCC needs this. It's a credible win on a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I think either Ishii takes a pinfall, maybe even Kingston, but I don't think he does because I think there's something to be had with him and John Moxley.
What if it's Mox that pins Eddie?
Yeah.
And then, Eddie's like, what
that
the
end?
fuck?
I don't know.
All right, I'm taking BCC too.
Oh, come on. Why did I
can't
know
do
you were
that.
going to do this?
Why
mean,
did they
whatever.
go first in the toughest match?
Is this your Money in the Bank cash-in?
Yes, this is the only one.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that before too. Vogus said, "Gotta go with Eddie getting pinned. He's bottom of the ladder in this match." Ooh,
You know,
that's
Vogus,
shock.
you could have ended that comment after the first sentence. The second one wasn't necessary.
Oh, I wanted a good Marini rant. We just got a little taste, not the full thing. Let's go on to the next matchup here for the AEW Women's Title. The champ, Toni Storm, taking on another champ in her own right, Willow Nightingale. Since it is for the AEW title, I think this one is fairly obvious. Toni Storm's going to retain. You're going to have the Outcast there as well. That's probably how she gets the win. I don't really need to say much else about this. Tuck, what do you got?
Yeah, it's the same for me. Willow can have a few good spots, but the Outcasts are too much. Toni Storm retains. Keep it moving.
Let me pull up this comment because Eric commented an hour before we started the show, and I want to make sure his, fantasy booking gets pulled up. He said, "I have an interesting booking idea. So Toni beats Willow, then Hayter comes out behind security because she's still hurt, but she says, I'll be ready just in time for All In my hometown. Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter at All In." I think we all be in for that, right?
Yeah, I can see that totally.
Ian, what you got in this one? Toni or Willow Nightingale?
It's going to be Toni, but Willow, that's not taking anything away from her. She's still the champion in New Japan. I don't know what the title is exactly.
Is the Women's Strong champion or something like that?
It might be, but she's already got the title, so she can keep going back over there. She's going to have a good match. I feel like this is going to be a good 20-minute match, or damn near.
I hope not. I don't think they can go 20 minutes without it getting clunky. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. Either way, I think it's going to be a good showing for both Toni and Willow. It's going to be good back and forth. But, yeah, Toni's going to retain, keep everything moving.
Kind agrees with us that Toni taking that all day, every day, 24/7, 7-11, 365, doing just fine. He's riding with Toni Storm. Erica, I'm assuming you're going with Toni?
I am going with Toni, even though Willow is my homegirl. But I would also just like to say to the people that, don't worry, I'm not going to get too fired up. I told you.
Oh, you're fine. Go for it. Let it loose, girl.
The people that just have this target on Willow now because she had that was a super scary botch or mishap with Anna Jay when she power bombed her off the stage and meant to go into the table, and she obviously can't see, and Anna Jay hit the floor, and that's fine. Okay. And then with the thing with Sasha got injured during that match. It had nothing to do with Willow. So now I'm seeing tweets that are like, "Oh, watch out, Toni, pray for Toni because of that." Fuck you, and fuck
Shit
you.
happens.
That's really my only thoughts.
That is Erica's tomatoes.
They are light tomatoes this week.
Yeah,
I'll be fired up.
We missed those.
Just fuck you. Dumbass tweets.
Oh, I'm clipping that. Just fuck you. That's all it's gonna be. I'm just gonna use that on wrestling Twitter. Tino asked, do you guys think they put the trios or TNT title on the line Sunday? Like he said, they still got 2 shows before the pay-per-view.
I'm curious. Listen, I don't typically watch Dynamite. I'm gonna watch it this Friday. Right?
What, the Rampage?
Yeah, when I say Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah, you said Dynamite. I was confused for a second there. Yeah, we got Rampage and then Collision.
Because how many matches are on this card already? Not a ton.
8 or 9, I think.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
It'd be cool to have one more, and I think I'd like it to be the trios because I just like the House of Black entrance.
Oh yeah, the House of Black entrance. That's got to be one of the best in the biz right now, right?
And just them, yeah.
The aura when they come out there. Let's see. Steve, I think, has an answer for us right now. He said, buy in if they have to. Ooh. We have 11 matches already, so I hope they don't.
Yeah, 11. I was gonna say, I just looked on the wiki for Forbidden Door 2023, and it says Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler. In a
Wait,
singles
really?
match. I had no idea, but apparently that is confirmed.
Did that maybe get announced on Rampage? Because they did tape Rampage after.
That might be, because
Oh.
I know Tom
Did
Lawler
Filthy
is
Tom
in
Lawler?
New Japan. Yes, Filthy Tom Lawler.
He
I know
literally
he's in
has
New
wrestled
Japan.
down the street.
Correct.
That's
That's
awesome.
going to be a
if
good
that
match.
happened.
That'll be a
We're
fun
not
one
going to
watch.
predict that because we don't know 100%, but that would be something. Okay, interesting. But yeah, less matches, please. We're not trying to stay up to midnight. We got to work on Monday. It's not a holiday weekend, all right? Next matchup, the return match, I guess you could say, on pay-per-view for the self-proclaimed best in the world, CM Punk, taking on Kojima. I don't know much about Kojima. Like I said, I don't know much about New Japan, but I do know that this is CM Punk's first match back. So, Tuck, it seems kind of obvious, right? Who's going to pick up the win here? And I believe this is an Owen Hart tournament match as well.
You are correct. It is an Owen Hart Memorial Tournament match. It's got to be CM Punk. It's been there's no build to it. It was announced late, kind of thrown together. All right, Punk, we're off and running.
Yeah, there's Steve. Rampage spoiler, Cole versus Lawler confirmed. Interesting.
Sorry.
Vogus said he wrestled in the match I got yelled at for Black Label Pro, and it's confirmed. Did you trip me? Nope.
Oh.
It's a great clip, and it made Botchamania. We made Botchamania. Ian, CM Punk or Kojima? Who you got?
Yeah, no, this is a Punk win. I wonder if this is like a Punk like wish list, like, hey, I want to wrestle this guy, or maybe it's just let's feed CM Punk, get him another win over a known name in New Japan. So CM Punk win.
It'll probably be a good match. Erica, do you know anything about Kojima? I don't think I've ever seen one match of his.
I do not, but my friends were excited.
Oh, so it should be a good one then, right?
Yeah.
Who you got, CM Punk?
Yeah. And what Steve said.
Yeah, let's pull up this Steve comment. He said, Punk wins. I'm more interested that Punk and Elite are in the same building for the first time. Anyone else excited for the media scrum? I will never forget that. I'm just laying in bed. Ian's already passed out after All Out, and I'm just watching this media scrum, and I'm like, what is happening? Is this real? Yes, it was real. A lot of people wanted Kenta versus CM Punk. It's kind of unfortunate we're not going to be able to see that, but I'm sure this will be a good one. I'm going with CM Punk as well, so I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on that. But I am looking forward to who CM Punk could potentially be facing at All In, because I believe that is their next pay-per-view. But we got a few more big matches to talk about. But before we do that, let's hear what the listeners are saying about the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.
What's everybody saying about the On the Mark Podcast?
It's just insane, and I love it.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
Unlike any other.
It's a great show.
We'll be right back after a brief intermission.
So laggy.
Yeah, what?
What's going on here?
Gags is muted.
Oh,
Are we good now?
You're good now.
there we go.
I don't know what happened there. It played again, and I didn't hit it twice. Did I accidentally say Kushida? I meant Kenta.
No. You said Kenta.
Oh, I said Kenta? Okay. Steve putting it in all caps made me think I said it
Oh,
right.
that's how he writes it.
Okay. Did not know that. This one is for, what is this title called? The International?
You thought Steve was just giving you sass. Kenta.
Yeah. Kenta, you motherfucker! Yeah.
You dumbass.
Steve would never. He would never. International title. I think that's what it's called. On the line
this
here.
match is going to be so good.
Oh, yeah. I'm
International
excited for this one.
Championship. Yeah.
There it is. Thank you, Tuck. Orange Cassidy, the champ, Shibata, Zack Sabre Jr., and Daniel Garcia. Like Erica said, you know this one's going to be good. I actually think every guy has a case in this match. This is one of the more unpredictable ones, I would say. Tuck, I think you went first last time, so let's go to Ian here. Fatal four-way match. Who you got?
This is tough because immediately I want to go with an AEW guy. And that's exactly what I'm not going to do. I'm going to go with Zack Sabre Jr. as your new champ. I think it's time. He spent a lot of time in New Japan. Show him off in AEW with a title. Why not? He's already shown he could wrestle in AEW. Last Forbidden Door against Orange Cassidy, so why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, like Tino said, multi-person matches are fun, especially when Orange Cassidy are in them. So this one is guaranteed to be a banger. Erica, he's going with Zack Sabre Jr. What about you?
I didn't think of that. I can't wait for whenever Shibata and Daniel Garcia is supposed to happen. I can't wait for that match. So I was thinking like, oh, then it's got to be Orange Cassidy. But you're right. Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. had, I mean, it was just a match. I don't think it was like beef or nothing. I'm going to say I'm cool.
What you thinking?
I'd be happy. This might be the time to take it off. Orange
You're
Cassidy.
conflicted. You are so conflicted right now.
Because I would like any one of them. I want Shibata. And it's not.
Have some fun, Erica. Let's get weird. It's Forbidden Door.
I can't. I'm going to say like Orange Cassidy to retain, because every time I think like, oh, it's time. But no, because that 30-man elimination match, or whatever that was, there was nobody that could have taken it off of him. Maybe Swerve. Skip.
No, there's no skipping, Erica.
I'll come back.
I hate her so much. Why do we ask her on the show? Just kidding.
True.
Sorry, Britt Baker. Steve is going with Orange Cassidy to retain. Such a lengthy reign makes sense for me to give the big win to someone on the AEW roster, which is why I kind of thought Daniel Garcia would be an intriguing pick here. You know, he's got the JAS. He is a full-time AEW superstar. So I think he's probably up there with Orange Cassidy to win, but I think the safe bet is saying that Orange Cassidy does retain here. I like what Steve's saying. I think if Orange Cassidy is going to lose this title, it's going to be one-on-one. Erica, you mentioned Swerve. Maybe they're not finished there. I think there's something that could be coming in the future with those two. Maybe I'm just fantasy booking right now. What if it's Nick Wayne? Nick fucking Wayne is turning 18 soon. I mean,
it's
going to be a while for him to be a champion. He's got a lot of time.
It's a way to put him on the map.
I was trying to see if it would line up that he could at least like make an appearance, but I forgot what the date is.
Like Vogus said, OC doesn't lose. Orange Cassidy might be the best champion in AEW right now. Tuck, who do you got in this match?
I'm going with Orange Cassidy. He's a workhorse, and I still like watching him wrestle every week. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. So, Erica, you got to finally make a decision.
Orange Cassidy.
Go. See, let me just go with what everybody else said after I heard them talk about it.
I'm easily swayed. I
could make a case for Dana Brooke to the throne of fucking.
You're right. You sell it well enough, I'll buy it.
He's like, you know what, Dana, just got bullied online. Asuka just won the title. Maybe Dana should take it off of her.
Maybe Dana beats Orange Cassidy. She does a run-in. She said, you know what, the WWE fans don't want me. Let me try my hand with AEW. Boom.
Dana Brooke showing up at the Forbidden Door. Who would have thought?
And new.
But like I said, it makes more sense to make Billy Starks a champion than Nick Wayne. Yeah, that's fair. Tino says, Kyle, be nice to Erica.
Thank you, Tino.
just never. But for the record, I am the one that reached out to her to be a part of the show. So I guess that's on me. Why are you making that face?
Because I wasn't sure where you were going with that. But you're right. This is on me. This is all your fault.
We all had that match predicted, right? We're good to move on?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about this guy, obviously. I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation. Sonata, the champion. I believe he is I think he's the junior heavyweight champion. Is that correct? I didn't say Sonata, right? I said
no.
It is the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, so he is the World Heavyweight Champion.
Correct.
And this is for that title, correct?
Correct.
Ooh.
And he is none too impressed with Jungle Boy.
Is he a very serious wrestler? Do you know much about him?
I don't. But I know he was I don't know him, and probably would prefer to have a champion. I don't know. I don't think he takes Jungle Boy seriously, or I don't know.
Do you take Jungle Boy seriously?
No, I don't know what it will be.
He's got to change his name to Jungle Man.
Yeah. Jungle Jack.
They have a lot of nicknames for him. So what's your pick on this one, Erica?
Sonata. It's not going to be Jungle Boy.
Yeah. That's what sucks.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about Forbidden Door is when they put the other company's title on the line. It seems very predictable. And I'm not saying like it's not going to be a good match because I'm sure they'll be able to work. But yeah, I'm going with Steve here. He said Sonata to retain. Jungle Boy will refuse to cheat again. I think a Jungle Boy heel turn is coming. Interesting. All right, Tuck, what you got in this one?
Sonata retains. I could put together a few of these comments. Jungle Boy refuses to go heel, loses to Sonata. That makes him turn heel. Post-match beatdown. Sonata retains. Jungle Boy heel turn. You could do a full mixie, and I think that's what I'm going with. Sonata to retain. Let's get weird.
Yeah, going off of what you were saying, there is a reason Hook is ringside. Any miscommunication in this match with Jack Perry?
Ooh.
I guess we will find out. Ian, what do you got?
You know what? Tuck, let's get weird. I'm going Jungle Boy new champion. Here's why. Jungle Boy has fallen flat with his character in AEW. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
No.
Thank you. So why not send him over to...
Stop me when I'm telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. Yeah. He needs to reconstruct himself. Maybe he does turn into Jungle Man over in New Japan. He goes over there with the title around his waist. Hook, I don't know why he's there. Maybe he joins along with him. Who knows?
Jungle Hook.
I'm just trying to spice things up because I'm tired of the very predictable shows. So, Jungle Boy, new champ. Why not?
That's why Hook's there. Jungle Hook. They're a tag team. You didn't know?
No. Oh, you didn't know?
There it is. I was waiting for it. Steve said Sonata has said he doesn't know Jungle Boy and thinks a bigger name should have been facing him. Is that a shoot or a work? Because if that's a shoot, that's tough.
I like to believe that these are all shoots.
Yeah, Vogus said you're wrong about this prediction going with Jungle Boy. I think Ian just wants to see chaos. Am I right?
Correct.
That would be chaotic. Jungle Boy becoming the IWGP heavyweight champion is something. So, yeah, we're all going with Sonata except for Ian. We have three more big matches to talk about. God, this card is loaded. This one for the AEW World Heavyweight title, MJF versus Tanahashi. We saw Tanahashi work at last year's Forbidden Door against Jon Moxley, and now he gets to face off against this year's champion, the devil himself, MJF. I'm not too excited for this one, even though I probably should be because these are two huge names. I just don't know what to expect. And obviously the character of MJF is not going to respect Tanahashi at all in this match. So maybe that'll be the most entertaining part about it. But it's fairly obvious who's going to win because I believe it is for the AEW title. MJF retains, defeats Tanahashi here, Tuck.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to put the strap on Tanahashi, and I don't think the story or build has been anything worth MJF losing the title. MJF.
Yeah, I think this one is very obvious. Ian, you going with MJF as well?
Yeah, I'm going to go with MJF if he wrestles because he's been saying that he doesn't want to wrestle him. So who knows if he even steps in the ring. Other than that, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes in the ring fully dressed. Bell rings. He walks out of the ring, walks backstage, count out, lost, but he retains the title.
That's something.
That's something.
It could be.
Chaos.
And with all the matches, they do have to have some short ones. So that
Correct.
is a way. I don't hate that. And
Open
Bogus
show.
is right. We all didn't like his match with Moxley. At least I know me and him didn't like it last year. So that's probably why I'm not too thrilled to see Tanahashi versus MJF. Erica, where do you stand on this one?
Like everybody said, I don't, especially it being for the championship, I don't see it changing hands. I don't know how it goes down because it could just be a quick, cheap shot with the ring. I don't know, but just I think this will be a quickie, but MJF retains.
Yeah, everybody loves a good quickie. And Tino's time, he loved Ian's idea. He said that would be great. And hey, Steve likes it too. Look at Ian finally getting a little rub. Look at you, kid. Getting a little over here. You did get retweeted by Bubba, right?
That is true. Bubba Ray did retweet me.
Guys, is Ian over? Answer in the comment section. I think he's starting to get there. The part-timer climbing the ladder a
He's
little
working.
bit.
Yeah, he's
The
working.
half-timer now.
It's the climb, right, Tuck? It's all about the chase.
It's the climb.
Shout out to Miley. Yeah, we're all going with MJF there. 2 more matches. This is the match I am most looking forward to. I believe it is the first time we are going to be seeing it. Flip the coin, drop it on the table. I know that guy that I met at Forbidden Door last year is doing it. Okada versus Bryan Danielson, 2 of the best.
That guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
The golf guy?
What are you talking? What's that called? What's that golf game called? Come on, Ian, you know it. Yeah, Golden Tee. Thank you, Tuck. Yeah, he was playing Golden Tee, and there was this guy, for everybody listening and watching, there's this guy that was very drunk while we were hanging out at a bar before Forbidden Door, and he kept grabbing coins, just trying to do it for Okada. We're like, all right, dude, it was funny the first time, but the 8th or 9th time, I'm kind of tired of you being at my table. But let's go to the match itself. Okada versus Danielson. I'm not sure who went first last time, so I'll leave this open to anybody that wants to take it first, because this one is going to be an absolute banger.
I'll go because I just literally had this thought now. Otherwise, I have no idea. I'm going to say Okada, and I'm going to say it because Bryan Danielson in his return has made it a point to have these dream matches and give us these dream matches. And he has had zero problem putting his opponents over, whether they need it or not. And I just think he would easily take however it goes down, take the pin to Okada, like out of respect, out of like this whole build up, like for it.
I see what you're saying.
And I think that'd be cool for Okada to get that win in the States. So I'm taking Okada.
Interesting. I don't hate the reasoning. Tuck, you got something to say about this one?
The thing that I'm trying to weigh is like, what are they going to do with Danielson and the Blackpool Combat Club after? Does this have any ramifications on that? And I don't know. But I think if they're going to elevate Bryan Danielson, I think he needs to win here and gives him a reason to start climbing the card if that's in the cards. And I'm going to go with Bryan Danielson.
Like Steve said, though, this is probably the winning prediction. The winner is us, the fans. This could be possibly the match of the year. He is 100% correct. Ian, I'll go last on this one. I'll let you go. We got 1 Okada, 1 Danielson. Where are you at?
I'm going to go Okada. Here's my thing is Danielson, we all known it. He doesn't want to win matches. He's always going to be over. People are always going to love him. And I think Tony Khan knows that. Okada is New Japan's golden boy. He's the best wrestler there, in my opinion.
Arguably in the world.
You give Okada the win against AEW's pretty much golden boy as well.
Yeah.
So
they're definitely their best wrestler, I would say.
Yeah. No matter what, this doesn't hurt Danielson. We're going to get a great match. Everybody's going to love this match no matter what. I think it's an Okada win. Helps everybody.
And you know it's going to end with a handshake, and hopefully
Danielson is still a heel. Do you think he's going to shake his hand afterwards?
I don't know. Well, I mean, Okada did choke out Wheeler Yuta, didn't he?
Yeah, that's Wheeler Yuta, though.
Well, I know.
He ain't Danielson, you know.
He's been a punching bag.
No, I know.
Yuta has been getting big wins, though.
I don't know.
Let's go
to think that it will.
Let's go to the comment section. Steve says, I will say Okada, however, being in AEW's house. This could go either way, and it looked like Kine is going to agree. He says Okada will be a banger and a tough one to predict, but he thinks Okada is going to pick up the victory. Steve with another comment here. He said, when they came up with Forbidden Door last year, this was the match I wanted. The other match is the other match we have yet to predict. Yeah, we are getting 2 matches that I definitely have wanted to see. And we're going to get to see them this Sunday. And like Vogus said earlier, I don't want to scroll up. We will be driving home from Indianapolis, which is about 2 hours from where we live. We are probably not even going to get through half of the pay-per-view watching it in the car. We'll probably get to catch it all at our places once we get home.
Is that a new wrestler? To catch it all?
That's Takeshita's brother.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The alley and the hoop right there. All right. So we got 2 Okadas and 1 Danielson, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go with my co-host here. I'm going to go with Bryan Danielson to get the win here. At the end of the day, this show is called AEW's Forbidden Door. I think Okada would be okay laying down for arguably the best in-ring wrestler of all time in Bryan Danielson. But like Steve said, I really don't care who wins. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really affect much for whoever does lose this match. But for me personally, I want to see Okada or Danielson get the win here over Okada. But like I said earlier, this is the match I'm most looking forward to. So I think we all are going to enjoy this one. Vogus is also going with Okada. Erica was correct. Good point, Queen. Of course, sucking up to you like always. And Ian ain't shit, apparently. Thanks, Tuck. Tuck's got my back. Steve, didn't you predict this match last year on one of your shows? I wouldn't be surprised if Steve predict this match coming down the line. So, because Steve just knows everything. But yeah, that's that match. We have one more to talk about. Another dream match happening here in AEW. It has obviously happened before, but this time it is for the IWGP United States title. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. This maybe is main eventing. We don't know for certain, but I will leave it open once again because this is another one I could see going either way. Who feels confident in their pick here? You both raised your hand.
I had a thought. I just had a thought.
Get it out now because Erica will forget.
Because
Go.
Did I read that Will Ospreay really has no interest in like moving to the US?
He said in an interview, yes.
But I do wonder. Suppose he wins, and at this point, like at the end of the match, if this is how he wins or if it happens afterwards, whatever, it's this big scuffle, like the Elite come down and get involved. And then please bear with me, but then like BCC comes down to like fuck up the Elite. And now it's like Will Ospreay and BCC versus the Elite. Is that too many people?
No.
Well, that would never really happen. All right. I don't know. Ian, you go.
Well,
I had to talk it out.
So we all know the first match was a banger. They need to make a trilogy out of this. I think Will Ospreay takes the win. And also, I think that trilogy... No, wait, he just said that. Okay. I was going to say,
the only reason I'm pulling up Steve's comment, and Ian obviously didn't see it until now, is they're on the same page here.
Correct. As Steve said, I think the trilogy goes all the way to All In at Wembley. I think that's a main event right there. That is for a title. It's the trio, or it's the third match of the trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, again, it's going to be a great match, but I think Ospreay takes it.
So you're going with Ospreay. Erica, what was your pick? Or did you just have thoughts? Will Ospreay.
I had thoughts, but I'm leaning towards, yeah.
Okay. Tucky, what do we think?
I'm going to go Ospreay as well. Omega's availability to the Elite and all of that maybe ramps up, and Ospreay takes the win.
Yeah, I don't need to add much to what you guys have been saying. I think we all want the trilogy, and I think we're going to get it. So it makes sense for Will Ospreay to take that title back on over to New Japan, and then Kenny can worry about the BCC going forward. Ian, what you got?
I was going to say, people are talking a lot about shenanigans during the match. This is the match which it should be straight up. Their first match was straightforward, New Japan style, very technical. This match should be exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see anybody get involved in this one. Let Will beat Kenny clean, and then we can go to New Japan and have that third match for sure. Let's pull up this comment here from Steve before we decide on the MVM. He said, don't think Kenny has defended that U.S. title from New Japan in Japan since winning it. It's the right move to give the New Japan their title back. Will is the right guy to take it. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. So, yeah, that card was big, but like we said, a lot of the matches, they're going to be great. They're just going to click on all cylinders. So I'm very excited for Sunday in the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, but we're at the point of the show where we award the most valuable mark of the episode. This week, we had a lot of people in the comment section looking to retain his MVM. Tino was in the chat. You know who you are. We appreciate you all, but I'm sorry, we have an and new MVM of OTM, Steve from SCW Wrestling Channel. The king is back, my friends. The king is back.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Why?
Kine should have won. Just saying.
Really?
That's all I'll say.
I'll tell you what, Steve brought some fire comments. He gave us information that we did not know. I think this was an undisputed win, Erica. I know you don't have a say, but are you pissed off by this as well?
I'm not pissed off. No.
Okay, you're cool with this?
Yes.
Right on.
Hey, maybe it's not a clean finish, and that drags us out to next week's show. You know what I mean? This is weekly episodic television. It's not the longest running weekly episodic television. Hats off to Monday Night Raw. But we're getting it in. We're putting it in. Last comment. I pulled up some WrestleTix numbers for some comparisons. Last United Center Collision 9,000. This week coming up 5,300. So something. It's all right. All in is sitting at 13,000, and Double or Nothing did just under 11,000. And then Wembley Stadium's paid figure as of a week ago was at 66,000. So
now that's a good number.
All-in show is going to be, that all-in show is going to be popping. And the predictions card is live, bit.ly/Forbidden Door 23.
There you go. We will definitely share that on all of our socials. So make sure you're following us there at Pod on the Mark, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, of course. Our TikTok is slowly growing. We're up to 550 followers.
Wow.
So if we get to 1,000, we can go live on TikTok too. So that is something to look forward to. So tell your friends, tell your family, follow Pod on the Mark on TikTok. Erica, it was a pleasure once again to have you on a show. I know you're very excited, but I have to ask the question. It's just tradition. 1 out of 10, how excited are you for the Forbidden Door?
Like a 20 freaking 1. I am pumped. I have fun stuff to do this weekend, but I can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I want to pull up Steve's comment because
I was going to say, read that's funny.
Some might say this MVM win is forbidden. Sorry, Ian. We can call it a part-time win.
Fair.
Boom!
Fair. It's a good shot.
Boom roasted.
And then you follow that up with, seriously though, this show is awesome as always. Great to see Erica back on the panel. Hope you in the chat all enjoy Forbidden Door. And we, of course, hope you enjoy the Forbidden Door pay-per-view as well. Tucky, why don't you send us home for episode 150, a milestone once again.
150 episodes ago, the journey has began, and it started with the two of us in the Pod in the Box. 150 episodes later. Wow. And I tell you what, we got big news coming down the pipeline as a podcast, not only for the show, but the kids' book's on its way. We are very close to that. Make sure you visit onthemarkwrestlingpodcast.com, enter code DOOR, and that's going to get them what, Kyle?
10% off your order.
Nice.
You're welcome. 10%, not 1%, 2, 3, 10. All 10 of the percents are coming back to you. Enter code DOOR. As Kyle said, follow us on the socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You know what it is, at Pod on the Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.